Hello and welcome to today's revision. Today we are going to look at paper 2 mathematics, a question from statistics, and the question reads, the table below shows the distribution of marks of 40 candidates in a test. We have the marks from 1 to 10. We had a frequency of 2. That means we had 2 candidates who scored between 1 and 10. 11 to 20 we have 2. 21 to 30 we have 3. 31 to 40 unknown, which is of course x. 41 to 50, 12 in that particular order. So the first thing we are supposed to calculate is the value of x. So let us look at the working. The first thing we are supposed to do is to work out the value of x. And in this case, the total frequency must total to 40 candidates. So we are going to do question or part A of question number 17, Roman 1. If you take 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus x plus 12 plus 5 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1, the total must give us 40. If you take 2 plus 2 will give us 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 12 will give us 19. 19 plus 5 we will get 24. 24 plus 2 you get 26. 26 plus 3 you get 29. 29 plus 1 you get 30. 30 plus 1 you get 31. So we are going to have 31 plus x, which will give us 40. And if you want to get the value of x, we take 31 to the other side. It is going to be 40 minus 31. And in this case, our x is going to be equal to 9. Moving forward, Roman 2 of the question. Roman 2, we are supposed to state the model class, and the model class is the class with the highest frequency, and the highest frequency so far we have is 12. So the model class is going to be between 41 and 50, since that is the class with the highest frequency. So the model class will be equal to the class with the highest frequency, which is, we can say, model class is between 41 to 50. Then we go forward, calculate the median. For us to calculate the median, that is B Roman 1, we will have now to modify the information we have in the table for us to be able to work out what we call the median. So we have from 1 to 10, we are going to arrange this table downwards. So our marks is going to give us the class. So we are going to begin with the class, and the classes we have is between 1 to 10. So we have 1 to 10, then 11 to 20, then 21 to 30. We have 31 to 40, then 41 to 50. We have 51 to 60. We have 61 to 70, 71 to 80. We have 81 to 90. And lastly, we have 91 to 100. And that is what we have here. 91 to 100 is the last class we have. Having done that, we go to the next column where we have the midpoints. The next column is the midpoints, which we call x. And to get the midpoints, we take the lower plus the upper, we divide by 2. If you take 1 plus 10, you get 11. 11 divided by 2, you get 5.5. Then if you take 11 plus 20, you are going to get 31. 31 divided by 2, you get 15.5. Or you look at the class width. Between 1 and 11 we have 10, or 10 to 20 we have 10. So once we have the first midpoint, we shall be adding the width to get the next midpoint. So if you take 5.5, you add 10, you get 15.5. 15.5, you add 10, you'll get 25.5. 25.5, you add 10, you get 35.5. Then you add 10, you get 45.5. Next you get 55.5. Next you get 65.5. Next is 75.5. If you add again 10, you get 85.5. And lastly you get 95.5. Having gotten that, next now we can the next thing we can do is now to get what we call the frequency, which is denoted by F, and our frequency is what we have here. Our frequency is what we have here, that is 2, 2 in that order. So for the first class, the frequency is 2, the second one is 2, the third one is 3, the fourth one is the value of x, which is 9. Next we have 12, 5, we have 2, we have 3, we have 1, and lastly we have 1. And in this case now we can get the summation of frequency, and the summation of frequency must give us 40. The summation of frequency must give us 40. After that, we now go and work with the cumulative frequency. And to get the cumulative frequency here, we are going to begin with 2. So take 2, you add 2, you get 4. 4 plus 3, you get 7. 7 plus 9, you get 16. 16 plus 12, you get 28. 28 plus 5, you get 33. 33 plus 2, you get 35. 35 plus 3, you get 38. 38 plus 1 will give us 39, and 39 plus 1 will give us our 40, because the total frequency will be equal to 40. From here now we can get what we call the median. The next question is the median. That is B Roman 1. B Roman 1, we are supposed to get the median. And for us to get the median, we have to get the median position. Median is given by the lower limit in the median class plus n over 2 minus c over f. We multiply by I, where n is the total frequency, c is cumulative frequency above the median class, and f is the frequency in the median class, whereas I is the class interval. In this case, we have to identify where our median lies. And our median lies, if you want to get the median position, median will always divide any set of data into 2. So if you take the total frequency, which is 40, you divide by 2, you get 20. So 20, you go to the cumulative frequency column and identify where your 20 is going to lie. 20 is going to lie in this 28. So this is the class where our median is going to lie. So to get the lower limit in the median class, we are going to take 41, we subtract 0.5, so that we get 40.5 plus n is total frequency. So if you take total frequency, which is 40, you divide by 2, you are going to get 20 minus c is cumulative frequency above the median class. This is the median class, and the cumulative frequency above this class is 16. We divide by 12. We divide by f, which is the frequency in the median class, and the frequency in the median class is 12. We multiply by the class interval, which is 10. The class width between 10 and 20 or 1 and 11 is 10. So this one is going to be equal to 40.5 plus 16 minus 4. 20 minus 16 will give us 4. 4 divided by 12, you get 0.333 times 10. You are going to get 3.33 recurring. And if you take 3.33, you add to 40, it is going to give us 43.333 recurring. And that is the answer to the question that requires us to calculate the median. Moving to the next question, using an assumed mean of 55.5 and D is given by x minus the assumed mean, divide by 10, find the actual mean, 3 marks. For us to find the mean using the assumed mean, we need now to get the deviations. And already we have been told that D is given by x minus a divided by 10. D is given by x minus a, you divide by 10. So we are going to get the deviations. We are going to take x, and our x is the midpoint. Our x is the midpoint, so we are going to take 5.5. So we are going to take 5.5 as our first value of x. 5.5 minus assumed mean, and we have been given our assumed mean as 55.5. So it is 5.5 minus 55.5. That will be negative 50. Negative 50 you divide by 10, you are going to get negative 5. So here we have negative 5. Then we have 15.5. That is our x. 15.5. 15.5 minus 55.5. 15.5 minus 55.5. You get 40 divided by 10. That is negative 40 divided by 10. You are going to get negative 4. Then 25.5 minus 55.5. That will give us 30. 30 you divide by 10. That is negative 30. And if you divide, it's going to give us negative 3. 35.5 minus 55.5, that will give us 20. 20 you divide by 10, that is negative 20. Negative 20 divided by 10, you get negative 2. Then 45.5 minus 55.5 will give us negative 10. Negative 10 divided by 10, you get negative 1. Next, we are going to take 55.5 minus 55.5, which is our assumed mean. And that one will give us 0. 0 divided by 10, you get 0. Then we have 65.5 minus our assumed mean, which is 55.5. And if you take 65.5 minus 55.5, you get 10. 10 divided by 10 will give us 1. 75.5 minus 55.5, you get 20. Positive 20 divided by 10, you get 2. And then 85.5 minus 55.5, you get 30 divided by 10, we are going to have 3. And of course, if you take 95.5 minus 55.5, you get positive 40. 40 you divide by 10, you are going to get 4. After getting the deviations now, After getting the deviations, we are going to move and get what we call the FD. That is FD. To get the column FD, to get this column FD, we are going to take frequency, we multiply by deviations. That is, the frequency is 2, we multiply by -5, which is our D. This one is going to be -10. Then our frequency times D here will give us -8. Then of course we have our frequency is 3 times -3 will give us -9. And if you take 9, you multiply by our D here, this one will give us -18. Then 12 times -1 will give us -12. Then 5 times 0 will give us 0. We have 2 times 1 will give us 2. Then 3 times 2 you get 6. 1 times 3 you get 3. And 1 times 4 will give us 4. In this case now, we need to calculate the summation of FD. And the summation of FD will be equal to, we have -10 plus -8, that is -18. -18 plus -9, you get -27. -27 plus -18, -27 plus -18, you get -45. -45 plus -12, you get -57. So we have -57. Then we add the positives. We have 0 plus 2 is 2. 2 plus 6 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 plus 4 you get 15. So we are going to take -57, we add 15. And this one is going to give us -42. -42. Now we can answer the next question. And the next question is the one that requires us to calculate using as an assumed mean of 55 and the D as x minus a over 10, find the actual mean. So to get the actual mean, or the mean of x, we are going to take the assumed mean plus what we call the mean of D. So to get the mean of D, we are going to take the summation of FD, we divide by the summation of frequency. In this case, the summation of FD squared is -42. We divide by summation of F, which is 40. And if you take -42, you divide by 40, it is going to give us, that is, it is going to give us -1.05. And remember, we were dividing the deviations by 10. So we are going to take the mean of D and multiply it with 10, which is going to give us -10.5. Therefore, the mean of x is going to be equal to the assumed mean, which is 55.5. We add -10.5, and this one here is going to give us 45 as our actual mean. Our actual mean is going to be equal to 45.